Hello guys. Hey, I just took my DLAB test yesterday, and before I start forgetting stuff, I wanna share this with you guys. So whoever is gonna take that DLAB test, and some of the things that they said is true. There is not a way specifically to study for this test because it's a made up language, and it's they grab a little bit from like German language, uh, Italian, kind of French, kind of patterns like that. So it's a little hard, but I made a couple of notes and it helped me. Even though it's a made up language. They give you rules. They give you rules to go by. So some of the rules. This is something that you need to get on it because and practice it because if not, it's gonna get you. There was one time that some of the things that helped me when I come to United States. I went to ESL, and when I went to ESL, my English teacher was like, "I'm gonna tell you something if you wanna really learn how to English." There's something that I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna sound weird, but it really helps you. So I was like, "Okay, what is it?" She's like, "You need to stop thinking in Spanish, so you can translate in English. Stop thinking in Spanish and just think in English." So when she told me the first time, it threw me off because I was like, "Well, how am I gonna stop thinking Spanish if that is all I know?" But I went back and I went back home and I started just listening to English TV, even though I didn't know what they were talking about, what they were saying. But the other thing is, you're not really relearning another language. You are just rewording what you already know. That's what you figure. You're not relearning. This is a a test that tests your ability to learn other languages. So you're not relearning other languages. What you're doing is rewording what you already know. You already know that a pen is a pen, or in Spanish, bolígrafo or pluma. So you already know what it is. You're just rewording it in a different word per se. So it's the same. When I got that concept, when I started like trying to see, I started YouTubing and I started studying. Some of the things did not make sense, but this is my personal experience. Just go with the flow, and if you're one of those that know more than one language, it's gonna be easier. So stop thinking in Spanish or English. Just go with the flow with what they're teaching you, and it starts building up to the last part. It goes by sections. So every section it starts you with the few rules, and then you're adding rules, and then you're adding rules, and then of course you have the whole set of rules, and that's when they give you big phrases. But if you get used to it since now, it's gonna help you. So one of the things is you need to really learn the basics of English, in the sense what is a noun, what is an article, what is a subject, what is a verb, what is an adjective, and what is an object. Well, our subject and object. So go back and learn the basic in the grammar, and what goes what, who is what, and to get a good basic idea, because all this test is based on all of those nouns, pronouns, article, subject, verb, adjective, and object. So make sure that you refresh those skills really, really, really good before you take that DLAB test. That actually helped me trying to refresh. The adjective one. This is some of the rules that you have to get it tight. The adjective always come after its own noun. So adjective comes after noun. So some of those things are the rules that you really need to get in it. and memorize. And like I said, for me, maybe that part wasn't that too hard, because in Spanish, instead of red car, we say car red, carro rojo, instead of el rojo carro. So in that part, it wasn't that hard. So I try to shift in my mind, just flow with what they're saying. And then another rule is both of them, the adjective and the noun, will sound the same at the end. The end will have the same vowel. It could be carro-redo. You know what I mean? Carro-redo. So it's got the same vowels at the end. Never include articles in the sentence. And in the sentence that they give you originally, it's got an article. It might have a the, it might have a, it might have an, but when you translating it into the actual word, take that off. Do not include the article. That's, if you apply those rules, you're gonna be fine. It talks a lot about possessor and possession verbs. All of that possessive section, it talked about it, and I had to actually brush on that because I was not too good at it. And then I bought also. I'll let you know what it's in Amazon, and it's only coming in Kindle. It's a DLAB practice test that actually also helped me a lot. And he talks about the possessor and the possession. So the possessor always precedes the possession. That's exactly the way it comes in the test. The possessor always precedes the possession. So again, if you say Tim's car is car Tim, take out the article, okay, and then if you're adding the language, it will be something like Karu Timi. And I'm just trying to tell you some of the things that I remember from the test. I just took it yesterday and I passed. So why they add little words at the end? For example, the possessor. What is possessed always ends up with either you, like suit, or like an a, like like way. It always ends up, what is possessed, it always ends with either a u, like karu, or a, like cara. That's like car. They're still using an English word, they're just adjusting it to it. So at the end, you either will add a U, like suit and karu, or you're going to add an A that's going to sound like cara. And then this one, it also helped me a lot in the test. The possessor always ends with a I, with a E in Spanish, like beep. So if you have Tim's car, Tim, he is the possessor. So if you add the E at the end, it's gonna say Timmy. So Karu Timmy. So now you added the U or the A at the end, and then the possessor always an I. So why is this important? Because you're not gonna be able to read it. It's gonna be in your headphones, so they're gonna give you the headphones, and you have to hear, and you're not gonna be able to repeat it, and you're not gonna be able to go back. So as soon as you see that first question, like Tim's car, automatically you need to already in your mind trying to translate it. By the time you press audio, you already know more or less what you're looking for. So if it's Tim's car, you already know that the possessor always ends up with an I. So it's going to be Timmy. So look for that Timmy. So usually, even for processes of elimination, you're probably going to have two that are really close, and maybe another two that are like way off, or in the sense of they're gonna start, instead of Tim's car, they're gonna start with Timi Karu, but you already know that it's got to be switched. So you take that off of your options so you can pay attention to the other two options that are close. So Karu Timi, or Kara Timi. You understand what I'm saying? So pay attention to those, so you already, by process of elimination, you already eliminated what you already know is right. So if it starts with Tim, you already know that answer is wrong. So that's what I did. I closed my eyes and I was looking at the question, and by that time I already more or less knew what I was looking for, based on the rules that they're giving you. And the rules are gonna be there. Even on the questions, even when you're looking in the answer, you can press a button that says repeat the rules, but you're gonna waste a lot of time. All of this test is time, so the faster you get used to these rules, the faster you're gonna be able to answer the questions and hear them. So you see the question is Tim's car, so I already know that it's gotta be something with Timmy at the end, not at the beginning. So anything that starts with car, kara, karu, kara, car, it's already what I'm looking for. So now I need to just pay attention to the ending of those two words. Okay. So, and as soon as you hear it, you have that button. If you need to listen for the rules again, you can see them as you're there, but you're not going to be able to go back or repeat or hear those answers again. So pay attention to those, and then you click next, and then you go to the next question. Another of the rules: the subject has an double A, sound like ball, like mall, like bad, in the middle of the word. So if it's Tim, it's Tiam. And now that's the subject, Tiam. If it's Tim, we're sticking with Tim. It's Tiam. Okay. Another rule: the object always ends with a long A, sound like day. Okay, the object at the end. And the verb, this one is also, it helps you if you start like putting it together. Verbs proceed, they always begin with a ya sound, and never end with an s sound. So if the verb is kick, is ya kick. So by then you already know what you're looking for. When they're giving you words, you already know that that verb is got to have that ya kick. So look for that verb and then just add that ya, and it's never gonna end with an s. So it's got by sections, like I said, and it starts building up. So these rules already, I'm giving you almost all the rules, total all the rules. But like I said, it starts like 3 rules, and then they add, and then at the end is the last thing, which is gonna have all of these rules included. So when I came to that last part, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop thinking in Spanish and English. I'm just gonna try to flow and hear how it sounds, and then that's the way I took it, and I passed. So the stress syllables, they have a section, the stress syllables. So the stress in Spanish, they have something that is acentos, and acentos we don't have it in English, but acentos is like the word corazón. Corazón at the end has got a little apostrophe on the top. In English they don't have that. But it's this section, it's your ability to try to listen to those things. So for example, gasoline, I'm just gonna try to show you how it more or less sounds. So if you have the strong word in a different vowel, it changes the way it sounds, like gasoline, 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 gasoline. At the end, gasoline, 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 gasoline. You see how it changed in every vowel? So supreme, 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 supreme. You see how it sounds? So that's the stress syllables. That's is gonna. So pay attention to the strong elevation or inflection of the voice. Supreme, 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 supreme. So those are the stress. The nouns and adjectives, like I said, change it. Is instead of red car is car red, and then they add the same word at the end. Remember, carro redo, carro redo. Possessive is Tim's car. It's not Tim's car. It's Karu Jimmy. It's Karu Jimmy, and then we added the U or the A, and then the I because he's the possessor. So we added the I at the end. The verbs and subjects and objects, that the whole thing at the end, it's gonna sound something like Tim kick the ball. Tim kick the ball. So it's gonna sound something like Tiam, because we added the double A. Tiam, that's the subject, and then kick, that's the verb. So the verb is what? Ya kick, and then ball. The ball. Remember, articles are out. So now ball, that's the other one. Then now we need to add an A or a U. Vala. So Tiam ya kick vala. Tim kicked the ball. So that's some of the things that I remember, more or less. It starts progressing, and then it gives you the visual and memorization section at the end. And this one, it was hard. It was hard because I had no idea what was going on. They just give you images, they give you pictures, they give you sometimes they give you numbers, and sometimes they give you picture that has nothing to do with it. But one of the things that helped, it's one of the things to look for. I tell you, look for similarities and look for, like, if they have four pictures here, looking for the similarities in the one that they give you as an answer. They're gonna give you a couple of answers, and you're gonna be able to compare. Okay, this is 2, this is 3. Sometimes they put numbers, and sometimes they put figures, and sometimes they put persons. So try to look for those similarities. Try to look for same sex, like female or male or animal or patterns. So try to look for same actions. If they're doing the same thing, they're probably going to ask you again in the answer some of those actions. Look for same movements. In the pictures, some of the pictures have movements. Sometimes they have even arrows in the direction of, like a frog. I remember a frog, and it was like a frog that was pointing. So it's a direction. So look for those directions. Are they in a box or they're outside of the box? Are they going into the box or they're going outside of the box? Look out for those things. Expressions, when they have pictures about faces. Are they sad? Are they happy? Are they angry? Quantities, movements. Are they telling you to go outside? Are they telling you to come here? Are they receiving you? Are they rejecting you? Look for those things. Like I said, look for those similarities in males, females, animals, quantities, 2, 3, 4. And then patterns, also the patterns. If it's the same, if it's a ball, but this ball is solid and this other ball has stripes, it's a different name. Yes, it's the same verb because it's a ball, but it's got a different pattern. Try to look for those similarities. Try to look for those small words that are going to give you the answer. So it's the ability for you to catch things that are similar pretty much in this test. So DLAB practice test, look it in, I don't know, I bought it on Amazon, and it was in Kindle version only. It helped me a lot. And then I'm just telling you some of the rules, and I'm telling you some of the things that I saw yesterday that is definitely going to help you. Um, what else? That's about it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Sorry, it went a little bit long, but I'll tell you what though, it's truly gonna help you. It did help me, and I passed the test. So see you guys later.